In a distant village nestled deep within the heart of the African savanna, where ancient customs and beliefs intertwined with the rhythms of everyday life, there existed a kingdom named Kokodi, ruled by King Mbeki. His reign was marked by prosperity and peace, for he was known not only as a wise ruler but also as a guardian of the sacred traditions that bound his people together. Central to his authority was the Mace. Crafted from pure gold and adorned with precious gems, a symbol of his rule said to hold mystical powers safeguarding the land's prosperity. Yet, one fateful night, shadows crept where they should not. The village awoke to a chilling realization: the Mace was gone, plunging the kingdom into despair. Panic spread like wildfire through the kingdom as the news reached King Mbeki's ears. It was a dire situation, for according to the ancient prophecy, the Mace must not be absent from the palace for 7 consecutive days. Should this happen, the life force of the king would be severed, and with it, the people of the land would also suffer calamity. Amid the chaos, one man stood at the forefront, the stoic and revered army chief, Balogun Ork-eh. With his imposing stature and unwavering resolve, he had served the kingdom faithfully for decades, earning the trust of both king and subjects alike. King Mbeki calls for Balogun Ork-eh, who approaches with a mask of concern, his voice a soothing balm amidst the storm of fear and uncertainty. "Your Majesty," he intoned solemnly, "this is terrible, but don't worry, I vow to recover the Mace and restore it to our land at the palace. I swear upon my honor and the loyalty of my men." The king, burdened with the weight of responsibility and trusting in the general's oath, granted him permission to lead the search and request anything that would help in the search. Balogun Ork-eh gathered his warriors, all aware they had less than 7 days to bring the Mace back to the village. The king addressed them all, before leaving for the search, passed his blessing, and promised to reward them abundantly upon returning the Mace to the palace. With strong determination, they all left. Then the search begins. Balogun Ork-eh at the forefront, led a relentless search. He interrogated guards, raided suspected hideouts, and whipped the entire city into a frenzy. The village search lasted for 3 days but to no avail. Days bled into nights. The healers, their faces grim, confirmed the curse was taking hold. Mbeki's once vibrant skin grew pale, and his breath shallow. Villagers fell ill, livestock perished, unrest in the land and fear gripped Kokodi as the days passed with no sign of the Mace. Balogun Ork-eh took his troops to the forest where they built huts and camped. He ordered his troop to wait right there for him while he alone went further deeper into the forest. One of the army, Jomo, whose sister is seriously ill because of the consequence of the missing Mace, was so determined not to lose his sister, couldn't wait but secretly trailed him, intending to be a backup for him. The general got to a camp, secretly met with shadowy figures, subtle inquiries into the whereabouts of the Mace that seemed to yield no result. They showed him where the golden Mace was kept. He touched it with a smile and said, "Don't worry, Mace, you will go back home after the death of Mbeki." It was as though Balogun Ork-eh was playing a dangerous game, one whose stakes were far greater than anyone could imagine. Discovering Balogun Ork-eh's treachery and alliance with shadowy figures, stunned Jomo. "I was just buying time searching for fish on the tree," Balogun Ork-eh says to his friends. "But where are your warriors?" one of them asked. "I ordered them to stay behind, far away. Today is the 5th day, and in 3 days, the king will be dead, then I will become the new king of Kokodi village." "What if the oracle didn't choose you to be the next king, what would you do?" asked one of them. Balogun laughed out loud and replied, "You think I will not prepare myself? The oracle priest will be contacted, and he is my cousin. We have concluded on that before this operation. Don't worry, friends, we will all enjoy my reign," says Balogun. "The villagers will be getting sick already." Another one asked. "Yes," says Balogun Ork-eh, "even before we left the village. No pain, no gain." They all laughed while they continued to drink. Jomo, hiding behind, was surprised to know the evil intention of Balogun Ork-eh, and so he decided to do everything he could to return the mace. He saw them returning the mace to its hiding place. Determined to thwart the betrayal, Jomo sticks around secretly and quietly. At nightfall, he waited for all of them to sleep, and after making sure they had, he carried the mace under cover of night, fleeing into the wilderness. Jomo clutched the mace, its weight a constant reminder of his failing strength. He stumbled through the dense forest. Exhaustion gnawed at him, but the feverish face of his younger sister fueled his resolve. It was a long trip and he was getting tired. Exhausted and unsure, Jomo rested beneath a tree, contemplating whether to go and tell others or to go straight to the village. While on this, he fell asleep. Suddenly from his sleep, he heard, "He is here, don't let him go." He opened his eyes and saw Balogun and his shadowy figures. They grabbed the mace and seized him. While he was trying to free himself, he heard another strange noise, then he opened his eyes and realized it was a dream. But right before him was a Leshy, a spirit of the forest who constantly changed his appearance. In his hand was the mace. The unusual sound of Leshy woke him up and he was terrified, but summoned courage. "Give me back the mace," he said courageously. But Leshy was aggressive and approached him to harm him. He confronted the aggressor and they started to fight. Leshy was surprised and impressed by Jomo's bravery, without the fear of the consequences. So, he stopped the fight and asked what brought him to the forest. Jomo stammered his plea and explained the story to the forest spirit. Leshy, listening patiently, was moved with compassion. "The mace can only be returned by one pure of heart," Leshy rasped, his voice like rustling leaves. "But shadows lurk within you, fear and doubt. Can you overcome them?" Jomo wasn't sure. But as the Leshy presented him with a cryptic riddle, a sliver of hope pierced through his despair. Leshy said to Jomo, "To prove your bravery and pure heart, you must find the silver feather of the great eagle that lives atop the highest mountain. Only if you bring the feather, I will return the mace." As Jomo sets off on his new quest, the night grows darker. He climbs the mountain, his heart pounding with fear. Suddenly, he hears growls from the shadows. A pack of wild wolves, eyes glowing in the darkness, surrounds him. Jomo, trembling but determined, remembers his sister's face and is determined to fight off the wolves. He grabs his gun to defend himself. Shot repeatedly into the air, and just when he exhausted his bullets, the pack of wolves was scared and all ran away, barely escaping. Reaching the mountain's peak, Jomo spots the great eagle's nest. Just as he reaches for the silver feather, the eagle swoops down with a deafening screech. Jomo's heart races. The eagle was ready to attack, but Jomo pleaded with the eagle and told the eagle his predicament. The eagle sees an opportunity to solve his own problem by using Jomo. "I will give you the silver feather, but on one condition," says the eagle. "What is the condition?" Jomo asked. "There is a predator preying on our eggs and young ones," the eagle replied. "If you can bring the head, I will give you the silver feather." Jomo needed to assist the eagle in killing an anaconda that had been their enemy, preying on their eggs. Jomo agreed to the mission. "Go down the hill and look around the lake, there, you will see the anaconda." The eagle instructed and Jomo set out on the new mission. As Jomo descended the hill, he steeled himself for the upcoming battle. Shaken but resolute, he crept towards the lake. The night was eerily silent, with only the sound of his footsteps echoing. When he reached the lake, the moonlight illuminated the area, revealing the enormous anaconda coiled near the water's edge. He spotted the anaconda. Jomo devised a plan. He grabbed a large rock and flung it with all his might, landing it near the far side of the lake. The enormous snake, startled by the splash, lumbered towards the sound, its attention diverted. Seizing the opportunity, Jomo carefully approached, knowing he had to strike quickly and decisively. He aimed his bow and arrow, then fired, but unfortunately, he missed the target. The anaconda turned and looked directly and angrily at the shivering Jomo. Quickly, just before the anaconda could take any action, Jomo gave another shot, and this time, it hit the anaconda's body. The beast writhed in pain, but Jomo didn't relent. He came closer, avoiding the snake's little strikes, and fired again, aiming for its head. The anaconda's movements grew weaker until it finally lay still. With great effort, Jomo severed the head of the anaconda and lifted it up, as heavy as it was. Exhausted but triumphant, he made his way back up the hill. The eagle awaited him, perched majestically on a rock. "I have brought the head," Jomo declared, presenting the gruesome trophy. The eagle inspected it and nodded approvingly. "You have fulfilled your part of the bargain," the eagle said. "Here is the silver feather." Jomo accepted the feather with gratitude. With the silver feather in hand, he heads way back. Lightning illuminates the forest, and Jomo, holding the silver feather, races against time. He slips, nearly falling off a cliff, but his determination keeps him going. He finally returned to the Leshy and handed the silver feather to him. The Leshy was grateful because the silver feather was a treasure to him. "Congratulations to you, Jomo," says Leshy. He gave him back the mace and showed him the safest way back to his village and ordered him to avoid going to other warriors but straight to the village. Back in the forest camp, where Balogun and his conspirators are, they never knew the mace was missing already. On the 8th day, he thought the king would have been dead, therefore, he prepared to go back with the mace. "It's time to go home," Balogun Ork-eh says. "Go and bring the mace, and let's go. I can't wait to be on my throne," he added. But on getting to where the mace was kept, the truth was discovered. The mace was gone, and his plans crumbled. Fueled by rage and desperation, he asked, "Who betrayed me?" He prepared anyway to return to the village with the determination to usurp the throne. He returned to the camp where his warriors were waiting, and they all journeyed back to the village. At dawn, Jomo finally reaches Kokodi village with the golden mace, just as King Mbeki's life hangs by a thread. The villagers started cheering up Jomo as they all journeyed with joyful songs to the palace. In the palace, the chiefs of the village, weary and fearful, gather around the ailing king, praying for a miracle. Suddenly, there was noise from outside the palace. The king sent one of the attendants to find out what the noise was about. Just as he was about to open the door, Jomo burst into the king's chamber, presenting the golden mace. As he places it in the king's hands, a golden light emanates from the mace, restoring his strength and vitality. The kingdom is saved just in time. As Balogun Ork-eh and his men approached the village, they were shocked to see the villagers in celebration. "This cannot be," Balogun Ork-eh muttered, his heart pounding. Caught in his deceit, Balogun Ork-eh was swiftly apprehended and brought to face justice. The king, grateful for Jomo's courage and loyalty, gave him honors and recognition before his people. Balogun Ork-eh, stripped of his rank, thrown into prison with all the conspirators, and condemned for life, served as a solemn reminder of the dangers of unchecked ambition. With the golden mace safely restored, peace and prosperity returned to Kokodi village. King Mbeki rewarded Jomo greatly, making him the new army chief. As Jomo accepted his new role, he caught sight of his ailing sister, Amina, in the crowd. He rushed to her, embracing her tightly. "You did it, Jomo," Amina whispered weakly, tears streaming down her face. "You saved us all." Jomo held her close, vowing silently to use his newfound power to ensure her health and the welfare of their people. The tale of Jomo's bravery and the kingdom's resilience echoed through generations, a testament to the enduring spirit of unity and justice in the heart of Africa. If you like the story, kindly click the like button, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell to support us. Thanks for watching.